Elsewhere around the map. You can see now these X-Caros coming in onto the vault wall, currently jammed out, and Cactus is ready. Of course, has in the back pocket one of those impact nades left over, going to try and burn those out as a frag grenade comes over, but they fail to clear things out. They have one more bite of the cherry here. Scyther still has a frag left, but they need to make it connect.
That was really unfortunate. Did you see that frag grenade? It actually landed on top of the reinforcement. What a unlucky throw that was. The second one goes over, will be successful. Vault should be opened now. I'm sure those X-Kairos pellets will be triggered any minute, and that's going to force Cactus away. He's got a couple of options here, and that is get aggressive, which he does, but the line of sight still opened up. They can't get access in there, but they didn't need to. They just needed to move the Maestro out of there, which is exactly what they're going to do. Forced away, 20 seconds left to go. I'm worried, Des. It's Empire and it's 15 seconds. They've only got one opportunity to get this diffuser down. We've seen it from them time and time again. The kills come in, one in either direction. 3 versus 3, 8 seconds to go. Come on, Empire. You've got to get that diffuser down. Zan starts doing exactly that. What cover that is from Cider. Shots and miss from Bibu. He finds the 2. Oh, Empire, I thought they had it, Des. I thought they had it over the line. Join the party, but Des, let's not forget, there's one man that hasn't appeared in this round yet, and it is Bibu. Do not forget that Jaeger and his potential impact on this round. Joystick goes in, finds himself a freebie onto Rise. 3 versus 4, and it is time now for Empire to get moving. 27 seconds left to go. They need to think about the diffuser.
And they're in. Shepard's in this case here, but it's about getting the plant down. We'll look to go for it now, and this is when you should see the Vitality side start to move. One springs up, C4 comes out, shut up by Joystick. That is crucial, else this could have been a messy round ending, but it's the flank again. Bibu, the second round in a row, finds one for himself, but now as we come into a 3 versus 2, they've got to collect these kills, and with the plant already down, there's going to be some work to do. They flood. Shepard always finds 2 onto the triple kill in the round for Bibu. He's going to try and stick the plant here. Pros don't fake ace. Can he make it all the way? The long angle comes through.
He's got it! He's got it!
He's going to make it here! Oh, no! How do you mess that one up? Again, so close. If he'd stuck it, he could have got away with that one, but comes off to go for the challenge. And always, like in last week, like the last time they played Villa, goes massive.
Into sight once again. They're ready and in a position to be able to push forward. Shepard does have diffuser in hand, so everything they need is there. They just need to make sure they've got all their angles locked down and they can't be pushed once they do get onto that plant site. Always is going to hold a long angle through into Astro now. P4, he's at the top of those basement stairs, but he could find himself left out in the cold if he leaves this much later. 5 versus 2 as he's got to do something. Raz finds one onto Shepard. They need P4 back. They need that man. Dan is down. Joystick kills Rise. C4. And that now leaves us 4 versus 1. P4 finds the Nitro. 3 versus 1. Diffuser going down. Nick of time. 2 versus 1. This is it. P4, get in there. He needs to stop the diffuser. He finds the kill. And he will have all the time in the world, Des, to disable that diffuser. Cactus, he's going to be holding on for the time being now. Interesting that he's very aware that he's being pushed, Des, because many people may look at that and say, why aren't you flipping to your machine pistol? Get those Hibana pellets taken off. But it was too big a risk. We knew there was a potential push to come in now. We've got the sledge down. Joystick's probably going to take the opportunity here. It does present itself. He's got Shepard on the window who can cover and make sure that the Clash doesn't drop the shield. So that's great play from Empire there, just to allow Always to get himself picked back up. But once again, Des, it just feels like Empire aren't, I was just about to say, aware enough of the entire map, aware enough of all the surroundings, Des. They're not aware of each other here, as there is a team kill reigns in just when they don't need it.
I mean, C4 kills galore for Vitality. 3 out of the 4 rounds, they found a C4 kill. Empire, even with the line on side, and a number of these rounds that KB now are not dealing with these roamers. The pace is really starting to hurt. And speaking of pace, 10 seconds to play. Joystick pushing up main here. They've got control of Study. They've got control of this main area, but they've got to go for the kills. P4 finds Shepard. This one I'm pretty sure is done and dusted as he finds another. It's going to be another multi-kill coming out for P4. Always doing a little bit of work to start bringing it back, but P4 does all the work he needs. A 3K in the round. And Empire again, victim to the clock. I think he's hoping a drone's going to come singing in, just go right past, or challenge the vertical if he's lucky. Things have been opened up here, but without a drone coming in from Empire, they might find themselves a nasty surprise from this Vigil, who's holding a much more aggressive angle than they'd like. Another C4 kill. 4 out of 5 rounds now they've been stung by by the vertical, but Empire aren't adapting. And I want to see how Vitality do on their attacks, whether or not they suffer from the same fate. But it's just how aggressive they're being out and around the map and saying, look, if you're not going to take the ground, we'll happily hold it and use it to our advantage. I love it from Vitality. It's clean.
Shepherd just looking for any vertical opportunity he can find. The only one he's likely to find, I'm sure he spots P4 on the drone there. P4 forced to move away, thinks about taking the battle, but chooses that the angle just does not suit him. And
Drop.
quite often, he would be right, the height advantage does tend to play a part in Siege, but Dan, he finds the kill onto P4, 4 versus 4, the Vigil able to do little after he got droned outside, onto Cactus there, and Empire, they're starting to get rolling, but there's 15 seconds, they need to keep moving. Scyther finds Rise, 13 seconds, no. Shepherd's looking to get inside a site and get that diffuser down, Bibu moves in, this time they've got the flank covered, it's always, and Scyther closes out the round with a headshot, and what a great final. 30 seconds to the round that was for Empire. They had every angle locked down. They had the flank covered. That was much better from them on the attack. Remaining. Empire cannot afford to apply too much manpower to pushing these defenders around. So it's likely a case for Vitality of just holding up, holding their angles and waiting for the fights to come to them.
A patient game for Empire never really works out too well, as we've seen from experience multiple times over. You spoke about Shepherd, by the way. I want to touch on him for a second. 6 and 19 in the stage. He's second bottom rated. The player below him, Pasha, who's 1 and 15 so far. It has not been a pretty stage for either of them. Bibu, he knows he's crossed him. You can't. No, Bibu! How do you lose a fight like that? Shinka gets it back at least with the trade, but Bibu, he nearly whiffed it in the flank actually back in round number 1 when we saw the flank come up onto landing. He missed the Iana, got the pistol out and killed the planter. That's what won the round for them. Don't know what it is, but a couple of gunshots being missed today, they could have cost them rounds big time. The first one at least came their way. This one, the hoping will. It's a 2 versus 3. Shepherd and Dan, the 2 players that you said need to stand up, are the ones that have got to go big, Ace.
Well, it's time to prove me wrong. Shepherd is locked into the window rappel at the minute. Dan uses that EE1D scan to allow himself to move over. Rise, what a shot through the doorway of Astro there to find the head of Dan, and that leaves Shepherd all alone. We've seen him in these clutch situations time after time, Des, but with 3 men to find and 10 seconds to do it, it seems like a mountain to climb as he tries to move on to the second. He moves directly into a Vitality crossfire, gets put down in the dirt, and that is Vitality 4-2 at the half.
Just playing inside a study. Both teams have employed this so far, where they've started on the north and then rotated a player at about the 60 seconds remaining mark down to play in study and give them a second angle of attack. That's all well and good, but you've got to choose at what point you go. You've got P4 on the downstairs as well, by the way. So again, south attack, north attack, P4, give him a C4 or a frag grenade, he'll find kills. 2 frags come out of seemingly nowhere, and Empire probably asking what the bloody hell just happened.
Shinka on the shutdown onto Joystick there, leaving us now 4 versus 3 and a swing in manpower. 30 seconds left to go though, and that clock could be extremely important for Team Empire here now. Could we find a third nade kill here onto Shepherd? He backs away, he manages to avoid the explosion. P4 shut down by Dan, that levels things up, and all of a sudden, Des, it's not looking too hot for Vitality. Bibu gets himself in, just tanks the damage from the laser gate. He's got diffuser in hand, but he will be dropped by Dan, who plays inside the vault. 2 versus 2, and this is a bloodbath right now. Both teams swinging on each other inside of Aviator Games, but it's Team Empire who come away on top, able to lock down their first defensive round. He is a problem in the brain of Vitality.
The problem with P4 being gone here as well is they don't have anyone on the downstairs now to clear out this Kai Electro Claw. It was Joystick who was down there previously, let's not forget. Empire now with a second onto Rise. So the Buck player, the one that could have been doing that work for them, is now out the round as well. They get the 1 trade back, so just a few seconds later, Dan is caught out in response. But Vitality look like they're stalling out a little bit here. Not quite sure where to go with next. They've got no options to remove this Electro Claw. They're going to have to push in here and just go hyper-aggressive, I think, as I say that. But Captain Bibu arrives, has those impacts on side. Now they could be able to get this opened up, but guess what's waiting? It's an impact. It misses. Tries again. Still misses, but at the very least, they've got the bottom.
Reducing the line of sight that is available at least. Now 34 seconds left to go. We see the wall continue to be opened up. Always is holding a super tight angle here. He's got really aggressive right up onto the face of those breaches. Now Cactus, he's going to take a long shot across both sides. Will not be able to find his kill. And there goes Always with 1 and 2. Doubling down in the late round. And that is going to put 1 on the board almost certainly for Team Empire here. Make it 3. Why not? Always does not them at the beginning of the stage, and I'm going to keep backing them. I think they are a contender for top dogs here in stage 2. If they are going to get there, these are the sort of games that they need to win. It's all well and good.
What? I know that sounds like a horse, by the way. It was me.
I mean, that's, you know, that has really interrupted my point about Vitality being top dogs, hasn't it? Thanks, Joystick.
Shut. It's like that meme with the bird, like, shut, stop. Because Joystick has snapped a few necks on the side of Vitality, 3 of them, to be precise. They've walked straight into a shotgun. And look at the aggressive hold coming out of Empire. Not the sort of thing I'm really used to seeing out of them. This more aggressive defensive style. They've been quite casual at times, quite reserved. Instead, they've got 2 players here playing inside a laundry, just waiting for more victims to walk in to the end of Joystick's SMG. Prior, it was the shotgun. But I think in a 2 versus 5, the whole round has fallen apart for Vitality here. And bear in mind, this is all in the space of about 30 seconds. They tried to rush into laundry. They got punished for it. And now they've got to pay the consequences.
Certainly do. You always take your chance when you go for those rushes. It started with a Joystick triple. It finished with a Dan double. Empire, they take the lead here. They go 5-4 and put themselves in the driving seat.
This last year, like, wait, they're running silencers and so many guns. What is this? And already this season, I'm spotting so many players running silencers. It's madness.
Every time I have a silencer on Des, it's because I've left it on from a challenge. You know when they have like the SI playlist and there's like get 20 kills with a silencer.
Oh, look, there we go. Look, it's Rise again on the reverse vertical.
He's been beaten there once. He's been beaten there again. It was Joystick last time. It's Shepard this time. And that puts Empire in the driving seat. It gives them the advantage. Nice. Now then, Shepard does manage to find P4. He dies anyway. A grenade from beyond the grave manages to find him a kill, but it is still damage done as it's 4 versus 3. Team Empire, 45 seconds left to go.
Yeah, I mean, in this kind of situation, you could reverse the team names and be believed for thinking, yeah, Empire don't want to win this, as we would have said multiple times over. Vitality, they've tried the vertical play. They've lost 2 members in trying to make use of it because Empire are just saying, look, none of that funny business. No one out on the roam. You come and challenge us. We win those vertical angles. Mainly because you can see the feet first. Unless they get a nade onto you through the vertical and before even looking at you, they're going to see your feet, they're going to spray you down, and Shepard has done absolute wonders. For a player that earlier on, what I was saying, has really struggled to make an impact, he's now 7-4. That is a massive swing on the defensive half.
15 seconds left to go, and Empire, they're just holding the positions here, Des. They're happy to just try and lock this one down, lock it down, they will, as Dan finds one onto Shinka, Dan finds 2 with 1 onto Cactus. Bibu, he gets 1 back, but it's too little too late, Des. 1 second left to go, Shepard finds the shotgun shot, and that is going to finish things off. 6, but it will clear out the top half. Now then, a well-placed nade from Shinka there just prevents him being able to perfectly impact Trick, but he does clear some off.
It's not fully open at this point either as well. I think there's a tiny little bit, so they're going to have to reopen it again. It's just falling to tatters here.
It's a mess.
Yeah, someone needs to get this Habana out of the academy, I think. It's not going so well. P4 at least finding the opening kill onto Scyther is something going forward, and that's going to be the Kai taken away, and believe he would have still had a C4 left on side. Yes, he does, as you can see at the top of the screen on the blue side. In comes the push. They're going quite aggressive. They found a second. This feels like a Vitality round in a 5 versus 3. There should be no way they lose this.
They're on site, Des. This is a better step for Vitality already. Rise is aware of the potential flank coming in from Joystick. Not the flank of Dan, though, but it's 1 versus 4. Diffuser successfully planted by Cactus in and amongst the mess. And the kill goes down in Astro. That's Vitality locking it out and taking us to 12
rounds. Really want to commit something like a frag or potentially Bibu to get this floor opened up from above with the impact she can, but I think it's much better just to go for a straight up gunfight here. You've got the 3 versus 3 then, 30 seconds to play, Ace. All comes down to this.
Got to watch out for Scyther on the flank. We cannot forget about that now. Bibu looks to get aggressive, push into sight. They need to start finding kills, Vitality here inside of sight, get some control and give themselves the opportunity. Don't peek this one. You absolutely don't need to. Keep yourself locked in there and let this time tick away. 13 seconds left to go. That's the kill. Shepard moves out with a big double, perfectly timed on the Frost. Joystick with a headshot to finish the round, and that is a big performance from Team Empire when you could argue, Des, they needed it the most.